Hi there, today on Typical Books there's going to be a little mergers and acquisitions. You know what that means. Wrap-ups and hauls. My February was kind of quiet. I didn't get a lot of reading done. I did read 2 horror/fantasy mystery books that were for review, and I've been reading this John Wayne Gacy book, which is super fascinating. It's written by his lawyer. That particular book, Defending a Monster, is going to be coming up after I review the American Predator book about Israel Keyes on the true crime tip, and continuing with a little bit of true crime with some of the books that I acquired in February. 100% Fiction, A Gathering of Evil by Gil Valley. You may recognize that name as the Cannibal Cop of New York City, and I mentioned this in a previous video, of course. This is the fictional tome, and I have finally acquired it. I was reminded of this book upon mention of this case by my husband and his co-host Luke. Chris and Luke talked about this on Bind Torture Cast. That is their horror and extreme horror film podcast, award-winning podcast, have you know. But yeah, and then that reminded me, like, oh my, I follow Gil on Twitter, and then immediately ordered the book. So yeah, this will be coming up. It's an extreme horror novel, and it promises to be very interesting. Based loosely on the crimes of which he was accused, the thought crimes, if you will, of which he was accused. And I also picked up a guidebook, a self-help tome, if you will, something that's very important and useful, I think, for many people, and myself included. How to Behave Like a Human Being, a guidebook for the corporate sociopath from Easton Blake. And it is very slim. The typesetting is awfully tight. If I had one criticism off the hop, it's that it is typeset really tight. We need a little bit of a pagination thing going on here, but I think it will be invaluable and highly helpful. It already starts out with a bit of a bang, and I am enjoying it so far. This particular book was brought to my attention on Twitter. The author followed me, and I checked them out immediately and realized that this is a book I need. An acquisition that may not be horror, but is the horror of the social media maelstrom that can surround one man. I've got the new Jordan Peterson book. Jordan B. Peterson wrote the 12 Rules for Life book. It is white. This is Beyond Order. It is black. 12 further rules. 12 more rules for life, if you will. I won't be reviewing this book, of course. I did review the first one, but you'll see it in my library collection. But Out of the Backs does do a close read of Maps of Meaning and his other books and related tertiary books. So check out the Backs if you're interested in hearing more about this. And another book that is not an acquisition, I picked it up a while ago, is Bleed Through by Scarlett R. Alge, and this is a collection of other small horrors, and I was very delighted to find out that they are micro shorts. They are drabble, I think is another term for it, or what is the other word for like super micro shorts? I'll remember once I'm done recording, I know it. But yeah, super picturesque, really great characterization, and it's really fun to read in the mornings over coffee. The next thing I'm going to be picking up is Let's Go Play at the Atoms, because I keep meaning to get to this and I've had it for quite a bit and I am very excited to read it. I keep reading mixed reviews and hearing mixed reviews, but sort of skipping the meat of the story, so I don't really know what it's about. I know the tone of it and I know the loose plot, but very excited to get to this. The book I'm reading right now that just popped on my Kindle as soon as I was done my review copies of other things, I wanted to get to this right away. Daughters of Darkness. It's kind of late in the game because it came out for Women in Horror Month. So it's a really recent release and it is a collection. This was sent to me by Rochelle Dillon, whose stories are featured in here, along with Stephanie Ellis, a very popular name, Teresa Derwin, and Allison Faye. So yeah, the cover is fantastic looking. So far I've read the foreword. That's what I did this morning. But yeah, very much looking forward to this and looking forward to reviewing these short stories. And to round off what I'm reading and what I've gotten this month is the March-April issue of Rue Morgue magazine. No merger and acquisition is quite complete without it. So if you've read any of those books, definitely let me know, or if one has piqued your interest, I'd love to hear about it. And of course, if there's anything that you think I ought to be reading, let me know. I do have a lot of TBR on my shelves for sure, but I'm always on the lookout for something fun, right? So thank you very much for watching and have a nookie spooky day.